Here we are at the Gfinity Arena with our Play Like a Legend Season 3. 3 quarterfinals down. We have 3 players through to our semi-finals. We have our last quarterfinal, and it's one I know a lot of people have been looking forward to. Back in the desk with Red and Chris for Vitality Brian against xx62. That name has tripped me up before.
Again, and again.
There's lots of X's in there as well, and there's a space in there somewhere as well, I think. And, you know, it's probably my new password for everything. But as long as nobody heard me say that, we'll be okay. Brian, like our Season 2 champion, makes his appearance here today in our quarterfinals. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's always good to watch him play. He had a fantastic Season 2 tournament, of course, and good to see him come back again and try and defend his championship. We've seen a few of those players in the past come back and do the double. So it's nice to see him come along as well. I'm really interested to see what pans out with this match because, you know, looking back at the previous 3 matches, they've almost been... I wouldn't say massive surprises because they've all played really well, but they've almost gone against the grain of what we thought. You know, we thought Rocky was probably going to come through that one. We thought Dr. Ohana was going to come through his. We also thought that Ty would have won his game. And yet, actually, we've been completely and utterly hopelessly wrong. Now, I don't know if that's just because...
I'd like to say that I've been right, but that's because I've been going against Spencer and Dave the whole time.
I think he's trying to claim something.
I am claiming that I am easily the best pundit on here.
Because you've been terrible with predictions so far.
I've been terrible. I've been
awful. I have too, but you know.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the bracket so everyone can see how this is turning out. Because this is not a bracket we expected to bring you, to be honest. No offence to any of the players who qualified. Everybody who played for our Season 3 finals, they're all great players. Everyone who made it through to our groups are all great players. Some of them made it through to the quarterfinals, and this is who we are looking at in our semi-finals. We've got a brilliant game between X-Poacher and Marlet to look forward to. Very excited to see who of those are going to make the final. Emmy Boost 34 just knocked out Epsilon Rocky 5-3 across the 2 legs. And we've got Vitality Brian against XX, again, X62, with a space, as I said.
We're just going to call him again.
All right then.
Yeah, we're just going to simplify things.
Are you going to be calling him again our semi-finalist, or are you going to be calling him again when you're saying goodbye to him from the tournament?
Don't know. I mean, if you follow past form, then Brian's the underdog in this game, I guess. I mean, on form, on pure form, and in the way that they've played and what we've seen so far, and Brian's pedigree alone makes him stand out in this tie.
Yeah, no, I'm backing Brian all the way. As a FIFA player myself, he's one of the guys I actually look to base my style around, and someone I look up to. I think he plays the best balanced FIFA in the scene. So, yeah, for me, it's Brian all the way.
Brian all the way. Well, we expected that from the beginning. He is, of course, our reigning Season 2 champion. He had no problem coming out of his group yesterday. Our group of death, we thought Group D, but we did always suspect that Brian was going to make it through without any difficulty. Is this going to be a whitewash? I don't think we can say that. We haven't seen a lot from X62, but Brian knows what he's doing as well.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I don't necessarily think so. At this stage, very rare at this stage you get that kind of bulldozing effect from one of the players, and they just
we haven't actually seen it
through it
at all, have we, all weekend?
No, and even though maybe we didn't get the 3 players we thought we would get out of the first 3 quarterfinals, all of those games were close or close-ish, either by a goal or 2 goals. So I'm not expecting it to be all that different in this game either. I'm expecting it to be tight. I think we might see a bit more attacking play, but and for the love of God, I want to see some goals.
There you go. I suspect we're going to see some goals. I'm
just being selfish now, but I want to see goals. And I think Twitch chat wants to see goals. So
so let us know on Twitch chat who you think is going to win. Is Brian going to run away with this one? Is XX Pace again and X62 going to win it as well? Let us know who you think is going to win it. Remember, this is across 2 legs, home and away. Away goals don't count for double, but after those 2 legs, if it's still a draw, then we'll go to a 3rd leg. Silver goal for the first half, golden goal for the second half of that. Red and Chris will take you through this match and tell you how all of that works should we get to a 3rd leg. And this, of course, is to find our last semi-finalist for our Play Like a Legend Season 3 weekend.
Indeed it is. Thank you very much, Matt. Yes, time to get into our first game. These 2 guys are going to set up their teams. Chris, just run us through. Firstly, Brian.
Yep. So Brian's playing he'll go through his normal 4-2-3-1 formation. So he likes to play out wide and keep possession, but he's not like a complete possession player, so he's very sort of systematic in his defending. But when he gets to the sort of final third, he does sort of speed his play up. So like I've said before, he's a real balanced player.
Yeah, absolutely, and they are going to be Kicking off then, we do kick off for our final quarter-final of the day. And we are underway. It is a very interesting fixture, this one. We'll see whether the champion, the reigning champion, has got what it takes to come back here and defend his title once more, or whether the new upstart can come in here and cause the 4th successive shock of the day. Early doors. Like the fact that his name in game is Psycho17. What's your in-game name, by the way?
Mine in-game, you know what it is.
I do know what it is.
My in-game name is Chrissy Bullard.
So boring, Chris. Where are the X's and the underscores and the numbers? Where are they? Okay. So yeah, these two teams. I mean, in the way that they're set up right now, what are you seeing early doors, Chris?
Well, it's quite interesting how Brian's improved his team from last tournament. He's actually got a surprising choice up front with Balotelli. We don't see that very much, but I know Brian likes to play with a tall guy in the middle with good strength. So I think that's the reason for that. He likes to play with a target man.
Okay, got a chance here, and Torre's going to hit this one. It's cleared off the line. The goalkeeper's just behind him. But an early opportunity for Brian to take the lead. Unusual to smash it in there with Torre, I thought. I thought he was going to use someone else for that one, but nevertheless, hit it with some power.
Yeah, I think that was the basis for that. Torre has good shot power.
Well, Brian with a little bit of defending to do right now. Deep in his own half, he'll sort this one out nicely. Just to orientate on the screen as well. He's in the blue tops, white shorts, blue socks. And, a little stolen away here. Again, with a chance on the edge of the box. He didn't really have a lot of options around him, and the attack breaks down once more. Brian now on the near side. He's got Sturridge down there. Sanchez combining well. We haven't seen Sanchez very much so far this weekend, but he's in the lineup for Vitality Bryant. And Sturridge twisting and turning at the near post. Inside ball. It was a chance at the near post. There were 2 men arriving, and in the end, it went over the first head. I felt like if it hadn't, he might have had a better opportunity to score.
Yeah, nice chance at early doors for Brian there. I just wanted to sort of point out another interesting selection for a game. He's got Icardi up top. Team of the season Icardi. We don't see much of him in this tournament either. So yeah, interesting team selections from these 2 French players.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's not just standard teams, standard players. It's little things that they find in each of these players. They all think they found some golden nugget that maybe his ratings aren't particularly high, but he fits into a team. The chemistry's great, or something about him is really good for a specific part of his play, and I like that a lot. It's a great part of the game. So Brian now with Balotelli. Anything about Ultimate Team, and I've always had this, is that whole... When they play for clubs, I'm all right with it, it's all good. But when they play in national strips and you've got Balotelli, an Italian, playing in a Brazilian strip, that starts to get a bit weird. Balassi now, chance here! And that is a chance converted. As Brian takes the lead, it's taken him just 24 minutes to cut through the defence of again, and he has the lead.
Yeah, nice goal for Brian. Just a bit more direct there, and really got a really easy opening on that left-hand side. And the near post finish we see so often. I just think that's poor defending there from again, just rushing his defender out like that.
So, again up against it. Haven't really seen an awful lot of him so far. It's been 20 minutes of Brian attacking, almost ruthlessly. The passing is not as crisp as it should be at this stage of the tournament in that midfield area. Brian now building on the far side this time. Balotelli with some good hold-up play. Nicely placed ball through from Balassi. They're linking up very nicely indeed. Balassi now. Which way does he come? Trying to get back up onto his right foot here. Instead decides to pass it back. Van Aanholt now. Balotelli. Balassi. Balotelli's trying to look for this one back again. That's not going to work out this time round. But again, good link-up. He's using that Balotelli-Balassi combination really well.
Yeah, I think he's just been attacking down the left-hand side. Maybe he prefers Balassi more. Certainly he's a player on this FIFA that I rate highly.
Yeah.
Good pace and good strength attribute as well.
Hoping he ends up in some black and white stripes at the start of next season, but think I might be a bit lucky for that one to happen. Balotelli, on the other hand, has been linked with the move to Newcastle, so we'll see. Not entirely sure how I feel about that one.
Yeah, he's had a odd few
Better
years.
to have a striker than no strikers, though, maybe. Because we were useless last season. Fair on the edge of the box, nice little bit of skill. Sturridge trying to pick up the ball. Sanchez was also in there to try and rescue it, but nothing doing. Sturridge on the other side now. For again, Van Aanholt now near side. And the ball inside wasn't quite good enough. And Sanchez now near side.
Good play from Brian all around there. Good pressure to just force again into that error. And again, just struggling to get any sort of flow to his game in this early phase.
A little bit of space here for Balotelli. What can he do now? He's got two men crowding him out at the end of that move, but ball through. Balotelli will chase all day, but even he can't stretch for that one. 5 minutes remaining of the half, and we are going to see some changes here.
So this is Brian's screen at the moment, so I'm guessing again's paused the match, and he'll be making the changes, which makes sense. He's 1-0 down, and he just hasn't had it his way at all so far.
Yeah, haven't really seen anything from a game. I'm sitting here going, let's be positive for a change. Let's not be ultra critical red-eye instead of the, let's try and be positive. But I honestly can't think of anything. There hasn't really been an opportunity for him to show much so far. Down to him or down to the way that Brian's playing, do you think?
Yeah, that could very much be down to how Brian plays. He's really difficult to break down. He has so many players behind the ball when he does defend. And, it's actually...
Oh, my goodness, brilliant play. Into the box they go. Balotelli's waiting for this one at the end of it. No, not quite. Really good play leading up to that one, but no end product.
From Brian's perspective, it's so hard to actually get nice attacks together when you're playing such a defensive formation, but he seems to make it work.
Yeah, he's finding space as well. Now, again, what can he build from here? Cardi now. Back heel, finds Matic. Lets the ball run. Back over to Cardi again now, near side. Good time to score right now. 5 minutes of injury time in this first half. Oh, that's a rebounded ball. Van Aanholt, can he keep it in? No. We'll get the throw in. Walker's waiting. Oh, dear me. Well, if you wanted to make a throw in an advanced position like that, that was the worst possible outcome for it. Sturridge now on the counter. Still time to finish this move. Oh, tried to drag it round one, but has won himself a corner. Is Brian going to put the knife in here, right on half-time? It'll be a horrible time for, again, to concede. It's already one down. Here comes Sanchez. His long legs stretching into the box. Dances around one. He's got some options here. Pulls the ball back. There's 3-4 defenders in the middle of the box. And the referee will blow up. So, 1-0 at half-time. And Brian looks relatively comfortable. Yeah,
the stats suggest that it was a lot closer there, but Brian has enjoyed much of the early possession. And, again, hasn't really troubled in the final third at all.
So we'll head back into our second half. Remember, if you are just tuning in, this is the fourth and final quarter-final of our round of the third season of Play Like a Legend. And we've already seen 3 of those players go through. Poacher will take on Marla in their next game. That will be our first semi-final. And Emmy is in the other semi-final, awaiting the winner of this one. We've had some substitutions at half-time. Sturridge has gone off for Ibrahimovic, who presumably will just drop into the hole for Brian. And Sanchez has also been removed. Brian, that's... I find that quite strange. He was very effective in that first half.
Yeah, Brian has been a fan of this Ibrahimovic and Chikawi substitution. He did that in his last tournament, and he's made a new addition for this tournament of bringing on Ronaldo also at half-time. So, yeah, Brian's got even stronger in this season.
And that's become a real thing now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, players improving their squads like between seasons.
I mean, in terms of the Ronaldo substitution at half-time, very few players are playing him from the off, and instead bringing him on as an impact sub at half-time, which almost seems derogatory for the big man, but it's working really well.
Yeah, a lot of players like to start with a standard BPL team, and then because Ronaldo doesn't fit the chemistry of that, they'll bring him on at half-time.
So, Chikawi now taking the ball forward for Brian. 2 men in the box, both are marked. Shoved off the ball, but was that a free kick? I thought it was. Yeah, it was. Okay. So, dangerous position now. Some 13 or 14 yards away from goal. to the right-hand side. Van Arnholt is over here. PLALC as well. What can they do from here? It's swung in deep to the back post. Headed away. It's fallen down to Van Arnholt, who was on the edge of the box waiting, but didn't pull the trigger. Probably not the best player to have had there for that kind of shot. And well, that's as much as a Gen could have won out of that, I think, in the circumstance. He was the lone striker and the only man up front at the time, and he's won himself a throw-in. Can he keep some possession here? Maybe build some play. Hasn't done that yet. Now, good triangles here. Rooney, Ibrahimovic just in the middle of that as well. And instead, PLALC brings it away for Brian. Fairly tight in terms of scoreline. I mean, Brian's been comfortable so far, but concede a goal here, and suddenly this tie could be very dangerous for him.
Yeah, and I definitely think that could happen. Like just a poor mistake from Brian there could sort of give a sort of easy chip through ball over the top.
Bale near side now. Oh, nice early ball in as well. Ibrahimovic was there and somehow was beaten in the air. That doesn't happen often. Brian trying to put something together here on the far side. Shikawi now. Inside to Torre, and a little ball backwards, but that's okay, spreading the play, and cut out nicely by Bale. He's very quick down there, and he'll combine with Rooney and Torre in the middle. And now they've got Neymar, another impact sub here. Oh, nicely done. Just one more player to beat, and he'd have been away and sprinting down on the goalkeeper.
You know, good defending there by Brian again. So many players back, making good use of the second defender there.
Now, Ronaldo for Brian this time. Still going somehow. Where is he going? All over the place. Brian's going to win that one back. He's got Ronaldo still up there as well. Couldn't find the through ball though. A second bite at the cherry here. PLALC. Playing a little keep ball. No reason to rush. 20 minutes remaining.
Yeah, this is what I like about Brian's play. He plays a formation where you can't be so direct. So, and then when he gets to his opponent's box, he will do the sort of quick 1-2s, chip through balls over the top.
Wearing his opponent down, isn't he? Possession football all the way.
Just looking for that perfect opening.
Time running down a little bit here in this first leg. With 16 remaining. Again, has Rooney though. Goes for a fairly ambitious shot. Didn't have a massive amount of power behind it. It was accurate. At least he has actually registered a shot on target now.
Yeah, just didn't get enough height on it there to trouble the keeper.
Now, chance here. Torre, going to find a through ball here to Ronaldo? No, not quite. And that's a corner. Probably shouldn't have been. We shouldn't have given away a corner, that's what I meant. It shouldn't have been a corner, it absolutely was. Now, Ronaldo. Rob literally taken off the top of his toe there. Bale can now sprint forward. It's 2-on-3 here if they can keep this going. They are getting defenders back quickly now. Bale had to check back. Rooney's going to spread the ball wide. Neymar looking for the ball inside the box. Chance here for Neymar. Pulled back for Torre. Should have been a goal.
Well, that's such a good chance for a game there. And that was one of the best balls I've seen all tournament. That through ball to Neymar.
Fabulous.
Did the right thing. Did squared it across the box. But I can't believe he hasn't finished there.
Everything about the move had world class written on it until the end. Walker's going to run to a dead end here. Brian. Living a little bit dangerously because it only takes a chance like that to equalise this game. We did say it would be quite close, didn't we?
Yeah, no, I was talking to Brian before the game actually, just briefly, so just seeing how he's been getting on against a game.
Bale here has managed to shrug off one challenge. Goes towards the penalty box. A little bit too much trickery though. And Arnholt and PLALC combining to get that one away safely now. Time. An issue. 3 minutes to go. PLALC now found himself with a lot of space on this far side. He's got two men chasing after him. One being pulled in as well. Chance here. Oh my goodness. Brian about to make it 2. No. Probably should have done better.
Yeah, no, I thought he was going to finish with Chikawi there, but I thought he did the right thing actually. He did the fake, got the opening, but just unfortunate for a game just to have a defender standing there.
Whoa. Long range effort. 25 yards out. In the end, it was all right. Worth throwing the kitchen sink at it right now, though. Bow. And he robbed once more. And Van Arnholt's winning most of those challenges down there against Bale. And again, shrugging off the challenge. Torre now into the box, waiting for the header down from Ibrahimovic, which didn't have any power behind it. And I think that might just be the final bit of play. Yes, it is. So, Brian wins leg 1 by a single goal to nil. I don't know, is that enough?
No, I don't think it will be enough. I think you saw evidence there towards the end of that game. Again, just getting a few more chances in.
Feeling his way in. He didn't start well, though, did he? First half, I thought was quite poor.
Yeah.
Not much possession. The stats seem to say it was quite even, but from our screens, it just wasn't very even.
But yeah, no, I was speaking to Brian before the game, and he was saying every game he's had against the game has been really close. Like, there's never been a whitewash between them. So I think, yeah, I think this will be much the same in the second game. Brian will look to keep the ball, work them positions, and again will look to try and get him on the counter-attack.
Two players just getting ready for our second leg, where Brian will take that 1-goal lead into it. When you look at the two lineups, they are very vastly different, actually, from almost any of the other players in the tournament. We're getting used to those kind of, Blassie used, sure, Ronaldo used, sure. Many of the other teams are using Robin, for instance. Neither of these two teams using him. So why do you think that happens that way?
Yeah, no, I think players will have their own play styles. Different attributes do suit different strategies, I guess. If you do play with a target man, then you're going to want someone who is strong, maybe not as quick. But yeah, no, really interesting to see from again, actually. So he uses Icardi up top with that Di Maria link, so he keeps the Argentinian link there. But no, again, plays like so the 4-3-2-1 formation. We don't see a lot of players playing that formation, actually. So quite brave. It's again quite a narrow formation and quite hard to play because you don't have an attacking midfielder in that central position. It's almost like a 4-3-3.
I'm going to just get this one restarted. I don't think they were completely comfortable with what they'd chosen there, so now I'm just going to restart. No biggie. Going to get underway fairly shortly. Well, let's hope so anyway. But yeah, while they're doing that, while they're fiddling around with their teams and fixing it out, what do you think overall about Ultimate Team? Because for me, it's like the Panini stickers. I don't know whether you remember them as a kid, but I loved them as a kid. They were the be-all and end-all. If you had Panini stickers and you had the gold Manchester United badge, and you had a spare, that was worth 5 players of another team, and you used to transfer and trade it, and it's got that kind of feel to it, and it's quite nice when you open a pack because you get like a team of the season player, or you get something really big out of it, and you're like, oh, so good, I'm so happy I can do that, and then you can start filtering them into your team, and it's almost like it's like an extension of that kind of collectability. So I don't know. I just found, what do you think? Because you're a more traditional player, obviously, coming from the earlier days of the FIFA.
Yeah, although in the last couple of years, I only play Ultimate Team now because I find, you can customise the way you play even more, so that what players you want to suit your style, and I just think it's more enjoyable like that.
Do you play with your head or your heart?
I play with my head.
I had to ask. I had to ask. Chance for again early on here. Could be Di Maria! Fabulous goal! A goal out of nothing from Di Maria after 4 minutes of the second leg, and we're all tied up.
Great bit of skill there just to turn a defender. And yeah, again, striking in this game really early. He needed that.
He really did.
Just to turn this game on its head.
Perfect start to the game. Absolutely perfect. Change is already afoot. That's worried him, isn't it? So, 1-1 overall on aggregate. Effectively, we've got an 85-minute match for a place in the semi-final. Because it's all square again. And yeah, just going, well, maybe we'll touch back on the Ultimate Team stuff, but I play with my heart. I'll have 15 Newcastle players in my team, even if I'm getting thumped 15-1.
I'm a Chelsea fan, but I'll play with a squad full of...
You've got some Chelsea players in your team, I've seen it.
I'll play with a squad full of Arsenal players. If that's the best strategy for my play style,
goodness, Chris.
I'll do that. I won't be afraid.
Oh my goodness, the Chelsea fans in the Twitch chat right now are just absolutely dying.
Sorry,
they
guys.
can't they've just become anti-Chris Bullard fans now, hasn't it? You're done.
Let's be honest, that's not the case, so had to recover that somehow.
Yes, indeed. So, 11 minutes gone. Fabulous opening goal from again to equalise things up. A little bit isolated down there, Brian. He only had the one player. And again, he's got 3 of them. He's going to connect nicely here. Rooney with the through ball. Didn't quite connect. Far away. Now Brian with a little bit of defence. Oh, that's a poor ball from Brian this time. Didn't see those kind of mistakes in the first game, did we? Di Maria now. Chin up. Already scored a goal. Nice little bit of skill to shake off one challenge. Gets around the second one here. And a third one. Into the box he goes. Rob taken off his toe by Anua. And Van Aanholt will try and clear it. Will only fall back to Di Maria again. And Rooney now in the middle area. Sturridge plays the ball through it. Cardi should have finished. Well, difficult angle. Took the ball first time. Said he should have finished, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, I think he was just a bit too anxious. An anxious finish there. He could have just took his time and rolled that into the near post. But in fairness to him, that's a great move. And again, it's just a completely different player in this first 20 minutes.
Exactly right. He looks like a totally different team right now. Totally different team. Brian's the one making mistakes in midfield. Although this move looks nice. Balotelli and Balassi trying to connect again. Balotelli was on the end of that with his odd boots. Don't like the odd boots.
No, not a fan.
No, not a fan. Odd boots, odd person. Walker now. Rooney. Combination isn't going to carry on with a 1-2. Brian can now build from midfield. Decides he's going to try and utilise some space on the far side here. Sturridge, is he going to use his pace here? He's trying to look for the ball back here, but it wasn't given. And all the way back to Walker. Now they're going to have to spread this play again, I think. No. Chip ball over the top. Fair. Sanchez now. Balotelli. Balassi. Shakes this one off and he can... Oh, kind of stuck to him with super glue or something there at the shorts. Nicely played here on the near side by again. Ooh, went for the nutmeg to try and slip it through and then rush round behind him. He's got a second chance and it gives it away to Balotelli now in a dangerous position. Torre. Sanchez looking for the return, didn't get it. A little bit scrappy in the last 10 minutes now.
Yeah, no, that piece of play there by Brian was very unlike him, just to hurry the through ball into the box like that. He's normally very patient, and the first signs of a bit of panic here for Brian.
A 1-2-1-2 with Walker and Di Maria. Comes to nothing. Brian can now bring it away again. Still plenty of time. One of these guys will try and search for a winner, but they'll take their time about it as well. Torre now. Balotelli again looking for the ball from Balassi. Not particularly highly rated, Balassi, but you'll find him in a lot of ultimate teams. Very useful player.
Yeah,
Cardi now. Sturridge. Di Maria trying to get that ball back again for Brian, and again gets it again. Cardi tries a long range. Crowd thought it was close. Don't think it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Icardi's got that in his locker, to be fair. We've seen a lot of strikes with Rooney in this tournament or previous tournaments that have gone in from that kind of range.
Do you move players around in that position knowing that you're going to get those opportunities? Would you purposely play Rooney down there, floating around, waiting for those kind of chances? Or?
Yeah. I'd play Rooney. If I'm going for kind of a cheap BPL team, I'll put Rooney in defensive midfield.
A little bit of defending to do for again. Di Maria back there in the right back position. Seems to have worked okay though. He's pretty much at the centre of everything at the moment, Di Maria. Not surprised me to see him with a high rating at the end of this match, that's for sure. Just a bit of his passing accuracy, but not a huge amount. Well, really kind of tumbled into that one, I thought, but he's got the free kick. Chance for again to take the lead overall on the aggregate scoreline. Ball floated in, headed away easily. And Brian's going to have to hold this one up for a little bit while he collects some players here. Options to the left. Balassi now finds Balotelli with a slide rule ball. Back to Balassi again. Inside to Torre. Trying to find any sight of an opening in this defence, but again seems much better this time round. He was all at sea in the first half of the first leg. It's been completely opposite this time round.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not going to be a free kick.
I think Brian might be regretting not punishing him in that first game now. Again, he didn't have a lot of chances in that first game, but he still kept it defensively tight. Maybe gave Brian a bit too much respect, and now he's been forced to come out.
A little bit nerves?
Possibly.
Yeah.
You know, you're playing against the Season 2 winner. Brian's tipped as one of the best French players. So yeah, I think a little bit of that.
Okay, now second half is moments away as we get into it. 1-1 on aggregate after 3 halves. 3 halves? I don't think you can have 3 halves, but you know what I mean. Can't be 3 quarters. I'm playing NFL right now. But one of these 2 players will be the final player in our semi-final. Brian now running at the defenders with PLALC. Ibrahimovic now having come on at half-time. Really got a huge amount of options right now and ends up in a dead end. Di Maria now for again. He's robbed. What can Brian do here? Plenty of guys forward right now as well. Chikui back on as well. Back heel not working. Cheeky. Nice try. Didn't work. Ibrahimovic on at the other end too. Bale also a substitute at half-time. He's managed to get past his marker here. Can he deliver the ball? He can. Ibrahimovic in a little bit of space. Into the arms of Courtois in the end.
I found it really interesting actually that only the French players will use Ibrahimovic as like a sub or in their squads. Not a lot of the UK players do that. So
I wonder why. I wonder why.
It's yeah.
He still hasn't been forgiven for that wonder goal years. When was that? It's a while ago now, isn't it? 3 years,
after
2 years ago?
2012.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 years ago now, but no one's forgiven him in England. You can't score goals like that against England and then be used in Ultimate Team. That's just against the rules.
Very true.
Yeah, can't do it.
But as I play with my
chance for
head,
Brian. Well, relatively weak header in the end, but it was a good opportunity. Sorry, Chris, you were saying?
Yeah, no, as I play with my head, I would have no problem using Ibrahimovic in my team.
Traitor. Brian again on the attack now. Didn't have a single shot on goal in the first half. Already had a couple of attempts in this first 15 minutes of the second half. Van Aanholt now. Ibrahimovic on the edge of the box with a poor ball. And that's why he's not in my Ultimate Team.
Yeah, no, again, really impressive defensively. Not letting Brian have a sniff around the edge of his box. It's almost like he's done his homework on Brian, putting a lot of players in and around the the edge of his box, keeping it nice and narrow, not giving Brian them openings really.
He's had his attack wings clipped a little bit here in the second half. Has again found some space now. Van Aanholt near side. Di Maria inside takes a long range strike, stinging shot into the chest of Courtois. It was a frustrated shot on goal, I think. Finally had one. Right now far side. Very tense and tight game between these two. Defending champion, of course. Oh, that could have been dodgy. If only Ibrahimovic could run.
Yeah, nearly a mistake there by Brian. I just feel like this game is so tactically poised right now. I'd be quite happy for this game to go on for another game. But at some point, time is gonna have to force the issue for these players.
So again, running into dead ends all over the back four right now. He's going to find an outlet here. Is it near side or far side? Well, he's going to switch the play again. And that was the intended ball for Van Aanholt, but he's got it in the end. Tiny little bit of triangular play here by again on the near side. Nicely controlled. Walker down there. Neymar now on the ball. And does find a ball through to Ibrahimovic. Got a shot on him if he can get it off. And he has found some space. Oh! Good effort.
Yeah, no, just always rise and maybe kind of force that effort. But Ibrahimovic hasn't got the pace of other players, so can't get away. So, yeah, no, it was a fair chance for a gain.
rebuilding after another scare at the other end. Not too many more of them, that's for sure. Walking near side, that's a bit of trickery that ends up at the feet of Di Maria. Gratefully received, thank you very much, says again. Does lose out on the throw though, as we go down into the last 10 minutes of this second leg in the quarterfinals, all tied up at 1-1. A goal now would surely take one of these two players to the semi-finals. Could it be Bryant yet again? The defending, playing like a legend champion, looking for a second consecutive title. He's not going to do it like that, offside.
So many times there, Bryant just nearly lost the ball from just holding on to the ball too much there. And again, doing a good job to try and force Bryant into these mistakes.
Are we going to find a winning goal? Or are we heading to a replay? Reminder for you, if we do go to a third game, silver goal applies in the first half, golden goal in the second half. Silver goal literally means if you score in the first half and at the end of that first half you're still ahead, then you win. Chance here for Bryant. Ibrahimovic trying to thread the ball through. Finally does find Ronaldo's first time we've seen him in this second half, and he's got a chance! It's a big chance! It's a big goal! And surely that takes the defending champion into the semi-final.
Yeah, no, but Bryant's been looking for that move all game and has finally got it. And I feel a bit sorry for Again there. Just how easy it was for Ronaldo to do that little turn. Took two players out of the game, but then when he did get in that position, used the body feint real nicely to get into the area, and an easy finish for him in the end.
Shockingly, first time we've actually seen him in the half. It's taken us until like 4 minutes until the end of the match to actually see him in action. He hasn't used him.
But no, that is how Bryant plays. So he will look for that you know, that guaranteed opportunity all game if he has to.
2 to go. Again, now on the attack near side. Van Arnholt now 2 to aim for in the middle, loses the ball out. Shikoi picks up the ball in defence, and not probably the best defender in the world. Want to get that one away quickly. And Bryant does so. Just a minute of injury time, so he hasn't got to hold on to this too long. Just keep possession now, and again we'll know that his time in the third season of playing like a legend is about to come to an end in the quarter-finals. Bryant playing a 1-2 off the shins of his opponent, and a face full of ball from Ibrahimovic, and that is it. Final whistle blown, and your defending champion has made it through to the semi-finals again. Yeah,
well played for Bryant for being patient, but I don't feel Again deserved that. I thought it deserved to go to silver, gold, and golden goal to decide that game. So yeah, I feel a bit unfortunate for Again there. Well, he played really well in that second game. He did come alive. Really disappointing in the first half of the first leg, but improved throughout the 2 legs. Reading his opponent, and yeah, unfortunately we lose again from the tournament. Yeah,
it's almost against the grain the way that the other quarterfinals have gone through, because we've had the underdog, if you will. I hate the word underdog because they weren't underdogs as such; they were just less favoured, as it were. This time round, though, we've had the champion has delivered. He's gone through. Does that now? I mean, it makes him massive favourite for this tournament against 3 relatively new players to Gfinity Arena anyway.
Yeah, no, it does, and he'd have known that before the tournament kicked off, so he'd have seen all the top players going out of this tournament, and maybe that puts more pressure on you, knowing that, you know, if I get through here, it should be not easy, but I should win this tournament, so there's a bit of pressure there, but no, I just expect him to take it in his stride, and you know, I'd back him as my tournament favourite.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair dues. Let's just talk a little bit about Again, because he has gone out and we're not going to be seeing him again. But so many puns in there I could use. Nevertheless, he's played well. He can be proud of what he's done. He can come back next time, try and qualify again and have that experience. How valuable is that to him, and how disappointed do you think he'll be after going out the way he's gone out in the last few minutes?
You know, I think he'll be very disappointed, and he should be very proud of how he's played. He was equal to the Season 2 champion, and yeah, like I've said earlier, Brian is, you know, respected as one of the best FIFA players in the world, and he's gone toe-to-toe for him over 2 legs. So he's got nothing to be ashamed of, and he was unfortunate to get knocked out. So, you know, I'm sure he'll come again. And maybe we'll see him at the grand final.
When he took the lead in that second leg at the start of the game, it's the perfect start to the second leg for him. Yeah. Did he do anything that you thought, I would have done that differently? Did he make any changes or do things tactically or strategically that perhaps led to the fact that he was always under pressure of conceding late?
No, I don't think so. I think he definitely enjoyed a sort of spurt of pressure against Brian in the first half of the second leg, and I thought he actually looked the more likely in that whole second leg to go and score.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unfortunate to concede so late like that, considering Brian didn't get many chances himself.
Mark of a champion though, to make sure that even when you're not playing well, perhaps, because he didn't really play well over the 2 legs. It was okay in the first half. It wasn't quite the spectacular Brian that we've been used to in the past, or the methodical passing play that he had, and it seemed to fall apart a little bit. Actually, we were saying he was making a lot of mistakes in game 2 as well when he went 1-0 down early on. Not his best performance perhaps, but the mark of a champion to come through a match like that.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Like you say, mark of a champion. Just to grind through, he hasn't played very well there, I don't think. He's played to his normal style, but just hasn't really. He didn't show what he's capable of, truly, I don't feel.
Yeah, maybe we'll see that in the semi-final against Emi. So we know Emi's quite a prolific scorer as well, so Brian's going to have to be on it in that semi. He can't take it for granted just because he's the last big name left in the tournament.
Yeah, no, and he's the guy to beat. People will up their game to when they're up against him as well.
Okay, well, let's find out from our champion from Season 2 and our winner of our last quarter-final his thoughts on the match and what he's looking forward to in the semi-finals. He's with Matt right now.
Thank you, Red. Congratulations, Vitality, Brian. We've been hoping for big things from you. This tournament, our Season 3 here at Play Like a Legend, it's not going to plan for most of our games. Our quarterfinals have all seen quite a lot of upsets. But you've come through to the semi-finals, our reigning champion. We're expecting good things from you. How did you feel about that last match?
I feel happy now, but during the game, it was really hard. Again, play really well, and in the second leg, I think he deserved to win and go to silver goal, but I was lucky to score in the last minute, but I don't play really well, and I hope to play better in the semi-final.
So again, gave you a good match. You weren't holding back and just taking your time for an opportunity. You were trying to score, and you just couldn't find a way until late in the game.
Yeah, I think during the first leg, I play really well. I just keep the ball like I do always, and I play well. But in the second, I missed many easy pass, and I don't know why, but I don't feel really good during this game.
So you thought it was going to go to a third leg when it would then be silver goal and golden goal. Was there a moment when you thought, actually, I might lose?
I never think I lose when it's draw, because you can win, but it's hard to go to lose or win in silver goal. It's hard. Yeah. So I'm just happy to score this goal, this late goal, and we will see in the semi.
Right. Okay, well, congratulations for making it through to our semi-finals. You are, of course, our reigning Season 2 champion. Do you think you can win the whole thing?
I come for that. I come in a tournament for a win, so I hope. But I know there is good players, so it will be hard.
We've had a lot of newcomers in this weekend, of course. You've seen many of the players who are in our semi-finals now. We've had some surprises, some big names going out, Ty and Tass not even getting out of the groups and so on. So people might look and think, well, you're the Season 2 champion. This could be a walkthrough for you. Are you thinking that any of these other players could be a pushover, or is it difficult playing against someone that you've seen so little of?
I don't think there is big or big player or newcomer. I think we are all very close in the level, so everybody can beat everybody. So it's hard to win a tournament like that. I think mental, it's very important for that.
Brilliant. Okay, well, congratulations again. We will be seeing you in our semi-final very shortly. So that's all of our quarterfinals done here at our Play Like a Legend Season 3. We've got 2 brilliant semi-finals coming up for you, and we'll have the first one of those in just a few minutes.
Peggy 3.
Bitter defeat. That is the sweet taste of victory. That's hard to swallow. That's the dream start. It's all come together perfectly. Well, this is it. The taste of football.
Sweet victory for one team, bitter defeat for the other.
I'm on it. 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 I'm on it.